Um, and then personally, I mean, I love being in the kitchen. My favorite place is being in the kitchen, but I like being in there with my son or my friends.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that even with my employees throughout the years, I would invite them to my house, especially ones that lived outside of the States. And if they were coming to New York, please stay with me. And I had the honor of having many of my employees actually stay here. Some actually brought their families. So I even got to babysit for little children while they went into New York City and did all the grown-up things. But the best part was cooking for each other. And of course, being Italian, I like to make all my traditions of the meatballs and lasagnas and all that good stuff. And I love the how they accept that, and how some people, like, they've never had a homemade meatball, or
Oh,
you never
wow.
realize how simple it is to put Italian food together. It just takes a
Hmm.
lot of great fresh ingredients and love. That's all it takes for a
Yeah.
time.
I a flair for the obvious here, but if you want to get to know a culture or get to know a person, go spend some time in their kitchen.
For
And
sure.
and there's just something so essential about having a meal with somebody and breaking bread. It's one of those,
No
guess
doubt.
what? We're all just human beings after all,
It's true.
kind of
So
moments.
two more stories I'll add to that. So I was on a business trip to Nepal, and we were staying at this little family-run hotel, and the kitchen had like three people on staff, and we start chit-chatting, and they again had never had a meatball or spaghetti. So
Wow.
the owner came to me later that day when he saw me. He says, "Hey, I want my staff to learn. Would you teach them?" I go, "Absolutely." So I made up a list of ingredients for them to go get. And of course, half the things that I make here in New Jersey, they don't have in Nepal. So we had buffalo meat for our meatballs since we couldn't get
Good.
pork or veal. But anyway, but being in their kitchen at a little hotel, teaching them how to make spaghetti and meatballs was so much fun. And I was told about a year later that they actually have it on their menu. So that's
Oh,
pretty cool.
wow.
Yeah,
Well, that's cool.
yeah, it's really cool. And then my other one was whenever I traveled and I had employees in different countries, we always would obviously get out to dinner and have a one-on-one time. And I
Uh,
always asked them never to take me to that, five-star tourist restaurant. Take me to the restaurants that you would go with your mom, your dad, your spouse, your kids.
yeah.
If it doesn't have a English menu, even better. And then we get there, and they would proceed to start telling me what's just order me your favorite foods then, because I'm fortunate. I could just about eat everything, and I like everything. And so I got to taste and be able to experience so many foods that otherwise I would never know to order. So I think that's another secret sauce when you're traveling. Forget about what you have back home and try something new.
Absolutely. I mean, how horrible it is to go through life just eating at Chili's.
Oh, well, actually, never. Sorry.
Uh,
My kids suffered. I never would take them fast food. They didn't even have
I
French fries until they were like 6 years old.
well, I don't like chain restaurants. I mean, I like them before they become chain restaurants, but not after. I really want some local flavor if I can get it. And I'm with you. Let's find the joint, you know, that's a mom and
Absolutely.
pop place.
I'm a pop where the owner can come out and talk to you at the table.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we've got a couple restaurants like that around here. We've got some good friends that are the owners of the restaurants. Boy, that's a tough business. I can't
Well,
imagine going into that.
yeah,
So
my
shifting gears to the official questions again. Um, if you had some advice, an epiphany you've had in your career, something that kind of is the center pole to the tent, if you will, or a big advice that you would offer a young person beginning their careers or a person in the middle of their careers looking for an epiphany. Do you have something like that for us?
it's nothing new, but it's something that we tend not to do, maybe, unless we're either
Yeah.
reminded or we're coached to do it. And to be honest with you, it's just the matter of having conversations with as many people in your organization or company or community that are in a different spots, right? So, like, if I was in sales, I would encourage my sales reps to go talk to the legal representative that supported their legal contracts for their clients.
Uh-huh.
Go speak with your marketing team. Marketing and sales is one of the key ingredients, in my opinion, for success.
Yep.
in front of a client. Um, Accounting, everything. So my take on it is always don't just spend time in your own function, but go build relationships in all the other functions and make it a regular. Don't make it a one-time call. Try to get on the calendar once a month, once every other month, whatever it might be. Go have coffee with those people and just get to know them better. Because at the end of the day, I think that, I hate that saying, by the way, I can't believe I just said that.
At the end of the day?
um, make sure that your clients they see through that stuff, right? They could tell when a company is well oiled and really working together, and the culture is a solid culture. So build those relationships across functions, and then also don't forget to promote yourself. And that's something I sucked at, just like retirement. I suck at also promoting myself. And all those years, I was the old-fashioned kind of girl that just you were told you work hard and you'll do well. But it's more than that, right? It's also having those conversations with your leadership team and making sure that you are on the right line to understand what their strategies are, that you are doing the right things to get to those strategies, and that you are also not just keeping busy for the sake of keeping busy. So I think it's all about having those conversations and just being yourself, but having those conversations and being honest with yourself as well as with those people you're having the conversations. Get rid of all that ego and all that other stuff that gets in the way.
I think you've hit on three. I mean, you're not wrong. It is something that we should all know, and it is kind of a 101 kind of thing, but it's so true. When I joined IBM, I was offered that same advice. Make sure that 45% of your time is spent working with people internally to understand who they are and what they're about and how to bring them forward. And you're exactly right. The client can tell if you've just met in the lobby. That's terrible.
It is horrible.
It's a terrible way to do business.